King Priam grieved deeply for his son Essechus, believing him to be lost forever. Hector and his brothers conducted solemn rituals at a tomb bearing Assachus' name, though Paris was notably absent from these mourning rites. Soon, Paris would bring upon their land a prolonged conflict by absconding with a wife not rightfully his. A fleet of 1,000 ships assembled to follow him, accompanied by the entire Pelasgian army. However, vengeance was delayed by fierce winds that rendered the seas unnavigable. The ships, poised to set sail, found themselves ensnared in the coastal lands of Boeotia, specifically in Aulis, a region teeming with marine life. Here, as the Greeks prepared a customary sacrifice to Zeus, a remarkable event unfolded. An azure serpent slithered towards a plane tree near the altar, where a nest nestled among its branches, housing 8 fledglings and their mother. In a display of voracity, the serpent swiftly devoured the entire brood, mother included. A stunned silence enveloped the onlookers, but Calchas, son of Thestor and renowned seer, discerned the significance of the spectacle. "Take heart, Pelasgians," he proclaimed. "Victory shall be ours, albeit after a protracted struggle. Troy will fall, but the war will endure for 9 long years." He interpreted the fate of the 9 birds as a harbinger of the conflict's duration. The serpent, coiled around the tree, metamorphosed into stone, forever immortalized in its serpentine form. Despite favorable winds, the journey remained arduous. Nereus, the sea god, persisted in agitating the Ionian waves, impeding their progress. Some speculated that Poseidon, the architect of Troy's formidable walls, harbored favoritism towards the city. Calchas, however, refuted this notion. He asserted and subsequently divulged to others that appeasing the ire of the virgin goddess Artemis required the sacrifice of a maiden's blood. Driven by a sense of duty to the common good, King Agamemnon overrode his paternal sentiments, and Iphigenia, prepared as the offering, stood resolute before the lamenting priests. The goddess, placated by the offering, cast a veil of mist before their eyes. In the midst of the ceremonial proceedings, amidst the bustling rituals and fervent supplications, Artemis purportedly substituted Iphigenia, the Mycenaean maiden, with a deer. With the goddess Artemis appeased by a more fitting sacrifice and the tumultuous seas placated, the 1,000 ships finally received favorable winds. Despite their arduous struggles, they eventually reached the Phrygian shore, situated near Troy. At the heart of the world lies a place where land, sea, and sky converge, serving as a nexus between the 3 realms of the universe. From this vantage point, one can observe all that unfolds across vast distances, transcending the barriers of geography. Every sound resonates within the hollow chambers, perceptible to those who dwell there. This domain is claimed by Fame, who has elected the summit of a towering edifice as her abode. Her habitation boasts innumerable corridors and countless apertures, yet lacks any gates to seal them shut. They remain perpetually open, day and night. Fashioned entirely from resounding brass, the structure magnifies voices and reverberates with echoes of the surrounding clamor. While there exists no respite or stillness within its confines, neither is there a cacophony. Instead, a subdued murmur permeates the atmosphere, akin to the distant rumble of crashing waves or the faint reverberations following Zeus's thunderous clashes amidst the somber clouds. A constant throng populates these halls, characterized by transient crowds that ebb and flow, while a myriad of rumors, blending truth with falsehood, circulate with unrestricted freedom. Some impart these tales to receptive ears, while others disseminate accounts acquired from afar. With each successive narration, embellishments accrue, enriching the narratives with every recounting. Herein reside credulity, impulsive mistake, vacuous joy, agitated fears, sudden sedition, and whispers of dubious provenance. Fame, omniscient in her domain, observes all occurrences transpiring across the heavens, the seas, and the earth, diligently prying into the vast expanse of the universe. News of the approaching Greek ships, laden with valiant troops, swiftly spread throughout the land. The Trojans, forewarned, stood prepared, staunchly opposing the impending landing and defending the shoreline with unwavering resolve. By the decree of fate, Protesilaus met his untimely demise, the first casualty felled by Hector's piercing spear. Subsequent fierce clashes, fueled by the unwavering courage of the Trojans and Hector's burgeoning prowess, exacted a heavy toll upon the Greek forces. Yet the Phrygians themselves paid dearly in blood, experiencing firsthand the formidable might of the Greek warriors. The shores of Sagaeum bore witness to a crimson tide of bloodshed. Cygnus, progeny of Poseidon, stood as a formidable adversary, single-handedly claiming the lives of 1,000 men. Meanwhile, Achilles, brandishing his Pelean spear from atop his chariot, carved through the Trojan ranks with unparalleled ferocity. Whether seeking Cygnus or Hector, Achilles engaged his foes with relentless determination, reserving Hector's fate for the war's 10th year. Guiding his white-necked steeds forward, Achilles directed his chariot towards the adversary, brandishing his trembling spear as he declared, "Young man, whoever you may be, find solace in meeting your end at the hands of Achilles of Haemonia." The grandson of Aeacus launched a forceful thrust with his spear, aimed true, yet thwarted by Cygnus's stalwart defenses. The blow, though powerful, merely bruised Cygnus's chest. "Offspring of a goddess," Cygnus countered, "given your renowned stature, why should it surprise you that wounds fail to afflict me? Neither this helmet adorned with horsehair nor my robust shield serves as true protection. They are but adornments, akin to the armor sported by the war god Ares himself. Strip away all defenses, and still I shall remain unscathed. My strength derives not from a Nereid mother, but from one who commands both Nereus, the sea god, and his progeny, along with dominion over the entire ocean."
With these words, Cygnus hurled his spear at the descendant of Aeacus, Achilles. The spear struck the rim of Achilles' shield, piercing through both the bronze and 9 layers of oxhide. However, it stopped in the 10th layer, and Achilles yanked it free. He retaliated with another powerful throw, yet again failing to wound Cygnus. Even when Cygnus offered himself as an unprotected target, the 3rd spear missed entirely. Achilles' rage resembled a bull in an arena, charging and goring a purple cloth meant to provoke it, only to be frustrated by its evasiveness. He checked his spear, surprised to see the point still intact. "My hand must be weak," he muttered, having spent all its strength on this one man. "It was certainly strong enough when I first conquered the walls of Lyrnessus, or when I drenched Tenedos and Aeacians Thebes in their own blood, or when the Caicus River ran red with slaughter and Telephus twice felt the sting of my spear. Here too, where so many lie slain, my hand has proven mighty, and still is mighty against all others." Frustrated, Achilles disregarded his previous tactics and hurled his spear at Menoetes, a Lycian warrior standing across from him. The spear tore through Menoetes' armor and chest. As Menoetes lay dying, Achilles retrieved the spear, declaring, "This is the hand, this is the spear that conquered just now. The same will I use against him, Cygnus. In his case, I pray that the outcome will be the same." He launched the spear at Cygnus, hitting his left shoulder. The spear clanged loudly, as if repelled by a wall or solid rock. Yet, Achilles saw Cygnus marked with blood where the spear struck and rejoiced, but his joy was short-lived. It wasn't Cygnus' blood, it belonged to the fallen Menoetes. Enraged, Achilles leaped from his chariot and engaged Cygnus in close combat with his gleaming sword. He realized his sword pierced both Cygnus' shield and helmet, yet it seemed to dull upon hitting Cygnus' body. He couldn't take it anymore. He retreated with his shield and repeatedly struck Cygnus' face, temples, and body with the sword's hilt, forcing him back in confusion.
Horror washed over Cygnus, and darkness clouded his vision. As he staggered backward, a stone in the field tripped him. Seizing the opportunity, Achilles overpowered Cygnus with a mighty throw, slamming him face first onto the ground. He then pinned Cygnus down with his shield and knee, securing the straps of his helmet. These straps tightened around Cygnus's throat, constricting his breathing and suffocating him. Preparing to strip his defeated adversary, Achilles found only his armor. Cygnus himself had vanished. The god of the ocean, Poseidon, had transformed Cygnus's body into a white swan, the very bird that bore his name.